Everyone makes mistakes, and I think the admissions officers did that when they admitted me. So, Alright guys, I'm gonna be totally real with y'all. I was planning on making this video and then I pulled up my essays and I no longer want to make this video. Because holy goodness gracious, holy shit, holy whatever, these are bad. These are like embarrassingly bad, not good. They're not good. So I'm like, is this even helpful? Okay, let me preface this by saying this is for entertainment purposes. My essays are so bad that you really should not take them as guidance on how to steer your essay in the correct direction. No, don't do what I did because these are quite frankly awful, and I honestly don't know why they didn't just throw my application away when they read them. Not only that, I somehow got in, which boggles my mind to this day. Maybe I'm just overreacting because I know that my life is not actually like this, and I was like really making everything like incredibly dramatic. I was trying to be really deep, I was trying to like pull at the heartstrings, but like for stuff that no one cared about. So yeah. So I was unable to find my actual application to MIT. I think I got kicked out of the portal, I'm not gonna lie. But I do have this fun Google Doc that was edited like the day before the supplements were due. So I'm pretty sure this is the final version of the essay questions that I ended up submitting. They're pretty bad. But let's get started. Okay, so MIT's application, at least for my year, I'm pretty sure this is for all years, they gave us like 5 short answer questions. The shortest ones were less than 100 words. The longer ones were less than 250 words. So they were all pretty short. There were 5 of them, I think. So let us all get into the mindset that everyone makes mistakes. And I think the admissions officers did that when they admitted me. Let's all internalize that so that we can start reading. Also ignore the ugly background. This is all I have to work with. So anyway, got my laptop here and let's start reading. Okay, here's the first question. Oh my God, this is so bad. So the first essay question is, we know you lead a busy life full of activities, many of which are required of you. Tell us something you do simply for the pleasure of it. Now, there are a lot of ways I could have taken this, a lot of better ways perhaps. The thing I decided to write about was watching football. Let's jump into it. All right, 100 words or fewer. This is what I submitted to the MIT admissions board. Okay, I love watching football. Personally, I think that the sport doesn't get enough credit. It's a complex game with various aspects of strategy and gameplay. However, my favorite part of the game isn't what's shown on TV. Football creates an opportunity to build a community. It can bring out the best or worst in people, while also drawing connections between them. And watching a game gives me a sense of being part of something greater than myself. And it is in those moments, watching the game with my friends, cheering for my team, that I feel like I most belong. Period. Now let me just say, that is not true. I watch games by myself because, I don't know, I didn't have like a squad that watched football games together. I would just watch them by myself. But I did watch the Super Bowl with like a couple friends, so I guess that's what I was talking about. I don't know. Anyway, not bad. Let's move on. Okay. This is like a very standard question. It says, although you may not yet know what you want to major in, which department or program at MIT appeals to you and why? Now, I think I've elaborated about this before, but when I applied to MIT, I did apply as a biology major. Not that it really matters. You don't have to declare a major like right from the get-go, but they do ask like what you're interested in, and I said biology because I think that tied in well with my application, not because I was actually passionate about it, which honestly, I would say is bad, but that's kind of what people are looking for. They're looking for like a cohesive story that you like paint for them. So for example, I interned at a hospital the summer before my senior year. I don't know, it made sense for me to be like, I interned at a hospital and it opened up my mind to why I should be a doctor, and I want to be a doctor, and therefore I want to major in biology, and I'm so inspired. So I think that was the angle I was going for. I'm not interested in biology. But let's read about why I said I was. Okay. I've always wanted to study biology. It expands in many different directions, but at its most basic, it is the study of life. That has always fascinated me. and it is what I intend to pursue on my journey through higher education. MIT's Department of Biology will give me access to the best courses, and the Undergraduate Research Opportunities Program offers opportunities to work on groundbreaking research in biology. I said opportunities too many times in that sentence anyway. I am particularly interested in Professor Aviv Regev's work on new lung cell types, where biology, computer science, and mathematics come together, which best fits my interests and strengths. That's also a good tip. Like, search up some professors in that department and like sprinkle in their research. That's like what everyone told me to do, so that's what I'm telling you to do. I probably just looked up MIT biology department and clicked around, and I found this guy's work, and I just put it in my essay. So, do that. I mean, like, it's not bad, I guess, especially for 100 words or less. Like, there's not much you can really say. I don't know, it's just not very good. It's just so basic and so standard that I'm not really sure what they saw. But anyway, let's continue to the more cringy ones. Oh no. This is bad. This is really bad. So now we're getting into the part where I made things really dramatic. Okay, let's just read the question. At MIT, we bring people together to better the lives of others. MIT students work to improve their communities in different ways, from tackling the world's biggest challenges to being a good friend. Describe one way in which you have contributed to your community, whether in your family, the classroom, your neighborhood, etc. So I remember looking at this question and thinking, I have not contributed anything to anyone. Like, I've never been the type to like take initiative and like start my own club or like be proactive and like help people who don't ask for help. I was never one of those people. I think I'm still not one of those people. So reading this, I was like, shit, I don't know. What I did end up writing about was my mock trial team, because I wasn't captain ever, but I guess I like at some point, because I was a senior, because I was older, more experienced, I did like, have to help younger kids learn how to do mock trial. Basically, that's like the only thing I think of. So that's what I wrote about. But I was like, that's really boring and like pretty much standard for like upperclassmen to help out underclassmen or whatever. Like, if you don't do that, you're kind of being an asshole. So how do I like respin this version of events so it sounds like I was really doing the most? And that is why this is so dramatic and unrealistic. And if anyone from mock trial is watching this, stop it. And just know that like this didn't happen. Okay. Also, I do mention some names, so I'm gonna try to switch them out for different names. I walked into the small room in the library and was immediately greeted by 8 frightened freshmen. It was the first meeting of the year, and so it was the time to show them the ropes of mock trial. Easier said than done. Mock trial, being an academic club, often pushes people away. They see it as too demanding, too difficult, or too stressful. On the other hand, downplaying the time and effort that it takes causes students to leave halfway through the year when they suddenly find that it's too much. The freshmen introduced themselves, and throughout the meeting I tried to remember their names and their demeanor. Rachel had a strong presence and great speaking skills. Maria was timid and quiet, but had a strong will and a fascination with mock trial. I made mental notes on how each person might contribute to the team and how they could improve. Throughout the year, our practices increased in length and quantity. As a team that always seeks to be on top, we often do more than we have to. The freshmen needed to acclimate to our pace and inevitably underwent stressful periods throughout the process. I could tell that they were flustered, so I sat down with them to go over their drafts one by one. By the time the state championship came around, they were all ready. And when Rachel stood up to say, "Yes, Your Honor," I knew I had done my job. Is my face red? I think my face is red. My face is red because that was fucking embarrassing. Holy shit, freshmen don't perform in the state championship, okay, y'all? It doesn't even make sense. It does not say how I contributed to my community. It literally just says like what our team did and what we did like during practice. Like that is bad. That is bad. That is cringy. That is terrible. I hate this. I'm not uploading this video. Fuck this video. This is a bad idea. Okay, let's move on. So this one, I think, ties in more to like identity. And when I was doing my college applications, I really went straight for the like identity route. In my Common App, in like a lot of my supplements, I was like, Identity Asian American, like majority white community, blah, 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 blah. My advice is to not do that because, you know, there are a lot of Asian Americans out there that are going through the same exact bullshit and reading the same exact thing, and that will not help you stand out. I wrote about this because I thought I needed something really like deep and like really existential to present to these people so they knew that I was like an intellectual person, but like, no, you don't have to do that. You could write about your bathroom. You could write about like why you prefer Twinkies over cookies. Like, I don't know. Just make it like who you are, because like these small like quirky things that you've experienced throughout your life are what separates you from the person right next to you, okay? It's not the fact that you're Asian American, because literally so many people are Asian American. Anyway, so this is an essay about the world you come from. It says, describe the world you come from. For example, your families, clubs, school, community, city, or town. How has that world shaped your dreams and aspirations? So this one I went for that identity angle. I would not suggest you do that, but on the other hand, they did accept me, so I don't know what to say about that. Okay, let's read, oh boy. Also, this never happened. Not really, but like, this is very dramatic. If anyone from high school is watching this, like, just know that I wasn't thinking like this, I swear. Okay. A couple of years ago, my high school formed an affinity group for Asian Americans. That's true. When I first heard about it, I thought it was unnecessary, but that I would be obligated to go out of fear of seeming disrespectful. Why did Asians need an affinity group? At the time, I disliked it because it singled me out as Asian, and I wanted nothing to do with that. In my hometown, there is a relatively strong Asian American presence. However, I'd always steered myself away from it. I didn't believe that I was any closer to other Asian Americans just because of where my parents came from. But when I went to that first meeting, I was surprised to find that I felt extremely comfortable. I wasn't afraid to be myself, and the more I went, the more relaxed I became. For me, the affinity group provided exactly what it claimed to, an affinity for one another. It was through communities such as this affinity group that I felt most at home and where I truly found my voice. Instead of that Asian girl, I became more me than ever before. I grew comfortable pursuing STEM without the fear of being attributed to an Asian stereotype, and I finally found the courage to play a Chinese song at my school's Asian culture night. I love my world because they see who I am, and my world loves me because they know me better than anyone else. I don't know if it's just because I know that this is not actually how I felt that I find this to be so cringe, but maybe it's just bad because like that does not sound good. Dude, I finally found the courage to play a Chinese song at my school's Asian culture night. That's true, I did do that. Fun fact, by the way, my interviewer for MIT went to that and she recognized me from when I played that night. So I guess that was good. I kind of went because it was fun and we got to get out of class and it was like exclusive because we were Asian American. I've also never been afraid to pursue STEM because of the Asian stereotype. I was just good at it. Jesus Christ, okay, whatever. All right, and this last one is probably the worst. It is about gymnastics because, you know, had to shove something in there about gymnastics. Another tip, don't talk about your sport unless there's a very unique angle that you're going about it. If you're talking about how you I tore my ACL and the recovery was difficult and here's how I persevered, don't do that because everyone talks about that. Unless you have again, a specific voice or a unique angle that you're going about it. I did basically all the things that you shouldn't do, so let's dive into this last one, okay? Tell us about the most significant challenge you faced or something important that didn't go to plan. How did you manage the situation at 200 to 250 words? So this you could write about anything, really anything. I just had to write about gymnastics because I felt like I had to shove that in there. I really didn't, but here's what I wrote about. Again, warning, this is incredibly dramatic. It did not play out like this. The first year I competed in the rhythmic gymnastics group competition, it started with disaster. I took the carpet ready to perform a stunning routine, but the rest of my team apparently had a different idea. By the time our routine was over, 3 girls had run out of bounds. I was humiliated, and during the ride home, I thought about returning to the individual competition. After all, I hadn't made any mistakes, and what did I have to show for it? But it was when our 4th competition came around that I had my share of mistakes. I'd always thought that I was immune to them, yet when I lifted my hand to catch the ball, it seemed to glide right through my fingertips. I expected my teammates to be angry, but instead they were supportive and empathetic, knowing that I had tried my best. I realized I was looking at it backwards. To be in a team, I had to quit placing blame on everyone else. After all, the basis of 5 gymnasts performing simultaneously is to increase the potential of the performance. Together, we became something that people cared about. That year in gymnastics taught me about the importance of collaboration and the benefits of being able to rely on other people. The more I trust others, the more they will put their trust in me. And although teamwork is rarely uncontentious, it is also what makes us great. Actually, that was not bad, I'm not gonna lie. Like, not that it's not bad, it's just better than what I remembered. I will say that was an issue I struggled with. It didn't happen exactly like I wrote, but I guess I did stay pretty true to myself in the end. Wow. I think it was another essay that I really dialed up the drama that I remember as being like the worst thing I've ever written. This one is not as bad as I remember it being. Okay, I'm legitimately stressed out, but that concludes me reading my essays. So yes, those were the essays I submitted to the admissions board at MIT, and you know what? They accepted me. I still think these are pretty bad. I'm still sure, like positive, that someone else my year had way better essays than this, probably the same qualifications as me, and didn't get in, and that sucks. If you know me personally, never bring this up ever, or else I will not be your friend anymore. Okay, and that's on period. Honestly, I wrote these with the intention that no one would ever see it. Now I'm reading them. So what did we learn today? We learned that I'm not good at personal writing. We also learned that maybe it doesn't matter. I mean, like, hey, I was accepted even though I had these shitty essays that I think are really bad. And maybe we tend to judge ourselves pretty harshly because I'm sure that they're not as bad as I think they are. Thanks for watching. Thanks for going through this traumatic journey with me. So yeah, you know what? If you're a high school senior and you're waiting for those college decisions to come out and you're thinking, God damn, I don't think my essays were very good, just know that I felt the same way. I will also say that I think the essays that I thought were the best came from colleges that all rejected me. And the essays that I thought were either mediocre or like really bad tended to be the ones that accepted me. So I don't really know what that says, but just know that, you know, things happen maybe differently than what you expect. But yeah, anyway, so this was fun. So fun. I am now going to delete this document and pretend that it never existed. Okay, thanks for watching. So I want to talk a little bit about the sponsor of today's video, which is Green Chef. Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company that makes eating well easy and affordable with different plans that fit different lifestyles. Their recipes have a wide variety of organic ingredients, and meals are quick and easy to make with step-by-step instructions, chef tips, and like even photos to help you along. They have dishes catered towards a variety of diets such as vegan, vegetarian, keto, and paleo. So if you know me, then you know that I am living at home with my sister right now, which means we have to cook for ourselves. And you know what? This may come as a shock to a lot of people, but that does not always result in the best tasting meals. In Green Chef, we were able to make a low-key, impressive, like complete meal, got all the food groups in there, and it took just about the same time as it would to make one of our other meals that just tastes bad. So yeah, if you are someone who is culinarily challenged, such as myself, that's not a phrase, but whatever, I would highly recommend Green Chef. Go to greenchef.us/NinaWang90 and use my code NinaWang90 to get $90 off, including free shipping on your first box. So that's greenchef.us/NinaWang90 and use my code NinaWang90 to get $90 off and free shipping on your first box. Sounds good? Sounds good. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.